We've got two great fighters here, both undefeated. Obviously, we all know about Andre having surgery, being out by the time the bell rings, a little over, I think it's going to be 14 months. Got Edwin Rodriguez on the other side, who's quite frankly been on a hot roll. I'm sure a very confident fighter, one that he believes he might have the edge because of Andre's inactivity. But one of the things that we've seen Andre through the years is go through certain parts of his career where there was inactivity. But what was amazing about it all is that he actually came out better than the last time that we saw him. So I believe, especially with the reports that I've heard, and Andre and Virgil talk about a lot more than I will, that with the surgery and the successful surgery it is, he's going to be that much more powerful with his right hand, which was always, his left hand was always the most destructive out there. Before we go any further, it's called The Return, for obvious reasons. We're at the Citizens Business Bank Arena. For those of you that haven't been there before, it's AEG-run building, 10,000 seats, beautiful, fairly new, 4 or 5 years old, and the fans have been already buzzing about it out there, which is very, very important as far as getting tickets sold. And we had a pre-sale this past few days, and tickets went very, very well. So we're looking forward to a packed house that night, and we're excited to have such a high-profile fight going.
Everyone has been looking forward to this fight for a very long time. Since I started training Edwin, this is the fight that he had marked on the calendar. He said, we got to fight Andre Ward because he is the best 168-pound out there. And he said, I only want to fight the best, and I want to beat the best. So we're looking forward to it. Edwin is really, he's really game for this fight, and I think the fans are going to be the winner in this fight, ultimately, because it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. So I think everybody should come out because this is going to be.
And I want to thank Ken and credit to Ken. We went to Ken's office, and every time I tried to talk about another fight, Ken said, "We're going to get this fight done. We're going to get this fight done," and you got this fight done, and thank you, Ken. And with respect to Andre Ward, absolutely one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And in a world where fighters whose names are as big as he is in the industry reach out for less than stellar opposition, with a year absence from the sport, rehabbing a shoulder, I think this is the toughest fighter he's ever fought. I really believe that. He's fought some great fighters, but never anybody as young, as hungry, as strong, and as determined as Edwin. And Edwin, I've said this many times, I don't think there's a 68-pounder in the world who's better than Edwin in the offensive part of his game. And he's going to go out there and try to take it to Andre Ward and make the fight. And Edwin's nickname is La Bamba. And there's a line in the song La Bamba that says, "Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán." And for years now, Andre Ward is the captain of the 68-pounders. He's the best 68-pounder in the world. Arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But on November 16th, Edwin Rodriguez is going to prove to the world that he's not a sailor, he's the captain.
Work out in life for people, and I know Virgil Hunter has toiled in the background for so many years, just preparing young kids to become great fighters. And obviously, Andre Ward was one of his biggest accomplishments that he developed into the great champion Andre is. He continues to be a hot trainer with other fighters, but no one's going to be able to replace who's sitting right next to him right now, and that's Andre Ward. And however, he brings out a lot of the tenacity that fighters need that don't have Andre Ward's ability. And we've seen in a lot of fights. I think Virgil's going to go down as one of the great trainers of our sport. He's still got a lot of life in him, so a lot of years ahead of him to accomplish those feats. Virgil Hunter.
Very ecstatic that Andre is once again fighting. We didn't miss a beat while he was rehabbing the shoulder. It was truly a blessing that we found the right people that were able to diagnose an issue, quite frankly, that had been going on since he was 12 years old when he first injured the shoulder. And all these years, pretty much being a one-handed fighter, we were very thankful and very grateful that he was being looked after and favored from above to be able to be put in a position to be complete. Credit to him, he never stopped working. He's not going to go and gain 30 and 40 pounds in between fights from inactivity. So it's quite easy to prepare him for a fight. I think Dan was right, even with a year off, he's been fighting so long, and with his knowledge and IQ of the sport, I don't expect to see any rust from him at all, because he's a professional from the top to the bottom, and he's driven, he's hungry, he's never let up in this sport. So take my hat off to Team Rodriguez. They got a great team, and I know they're going to be prepared. We're looking for a great fight, and I think Andre's determination and hunger is on par with any young man looking up from the bottom, looking up to the top. He's never considered himself there yet, and I don't think he ever will consider himself there until he finishes hanging up the gloves. So we're looking forward to the competition. I thank everybody for coming.
This is a fight that, I'm happy to be back to the state, first of all. My last two fights has been out of seas, but I'm happy to be back on HBO against the best fighter in 168 right now. Andre Ward is a great fighter. He went into the Super 6 tournament, and he did things that people didn't think he was going to be able to do. I take my hat off for that. Now, I'm a young fighter that's going to be fighting a great fighter, trying to become great, and this is my fight to do that. I have been working. This fight brings out a lot of emotion and motivation for me to do better and be better than I've ever been before. Because quite frankly, Andrew Ward's a very good fighter, and I never had to be at my best before. But coming straight to camp, this fight, I know I have to be at my best. I have to be better than I have ever been. And I have that motivation because now I know I have to. I'm a winner. You come in there to win. I'm a well fighter, and that's what I have to do to be Andrew Ward. Break his will. He's a very strong mentally fighter. Like I mentioned before, he's a good fighter. I've been working extremely hard for this training camp. I was out in San Francisco working with Victor Conte, working high altitude training, working on a hyperbole oxygen thing that you get in there, and it helps you recuperate faster. So I have the science side. I've been working extremely hard. I've been using things to be able to recuperate faster. I've been working on I signed up for VADA testing for this fight. So when I do be Andrew Ward, everybody knows that I'm clean and I did the right things. My question is Andrew Ward willing to do that as well?
That's a setup question or something? That's a setup question?
Not that, I'm not saying that he's not.
Is that what is that?
Andrew Ward has always been a clean fighter. I believe he is. I am too. So when I beat Andrew Ward, I want to be able to let everybody know that I was clean and I did the right thing.
Good.
To win. And I'm just asking if he's, I got a sponsor, Snap is sponsoring the testing, and it's free of cost to Andre, free of cost to me. And I was just willing, for the sport. I'm trying to be in a clean sport. I don't believe he's dirty at all. I think he's a clean fighter and he's been able to accomplish a lot of things. But will you take a stand?
It's been a long time coming. Everybody has certain things in their story that make them who they are. And this is something that I've had to overcome that has it's just part of my story. It's driven me. If you look at my body today, I'm not fat. I'm not 20 pounds over my fight weight. Like, I've been driven from being out of the ring. Verge doesn't have to call me and tell me to get up and run and do this. Like, I wasn't just laying on my back rehabbing a shoulder. I was working, I'm conditioning, I'm doing my strength and conditioning stuff. And then where it most counts, in the boxing gym, I'm working my craft with this guy because we don't live, you know, a couple states away. He's right there, so I can call him at any time and say, let's work. And that's what we've been doing. And you know, I know Edwin and his team, you know, I do my homework in the game. I don't broadcast it all the time, but I keep my ear to what's being said. I keep my ear to what's going on. And I know his team thinks they're catching me slipping. They think they're catching me off of a year layoff. They think it's the right time to get me coming off the injury, and that's good. It brings some more intrigue to the fight. And we're gonna see who's right November 16th. And you know, I saw Edwin in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and you know, looks like he's been enjoying his time off, and he just got to camp. But we've been working. We've been working. I don't have to get off 20, 25 pounds. You know, and if they think that I'm taking them lightly, that's the furthest thing from the truth. I've done my homework on Edwin for the past 2 or 3 years. I know about the sparring sessions with Cornelius White, the Beast. I know about the weight issues in camp and wearing the plastic. I know about all that stuff because if I see a guy that's remotely in my weight class, a guy that I could potentially fight, I got my ear to what's going on. I know about those things. So it's not like it's a young guy on the rise and all of a sudden, you know, he's gonna catch me by surprise. I've had my eye on Edwin for many, many years. And he's got some momentum coming off of his 1-round knockout, but with all due respect to that guy, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not gonna stand there and take 14, 15, 16 unanswered punches and just let him, like, it's another level. And I think everyone's gonna see that November 16th. I respect him. His story is amazing. I followed his story for many, many years, but one thing Lou has to understand is too, is I have a lot of motivation. Got 4 kids at home. And I got a wife that I've been married to for 10 years. And in this sport, it's the only sport where a loss will change your pay scale. It's the only sport where you can't afford to have a bad night. So with that in mind, I got a lot of motivation. And I've had a lot of motivation. And on one hand, this is just another fight because I take every fight the same way. I prepare the same way. I'm getting questions asked about Chavez Jr. and a potential fight down the road. When this fight got signed, probably before this fight got signed, I locked in. He locked in. Hey man, I'm already started talking game plan. Like, we live close together. We're constantly talking about this sport, and we're constantly talking about what we need to do to get better. I don't have to fly to him. He's right there. So when this fight started getting talked about, we locked in. And everything I've been doing with this time off, my conditioning, and all the frustration, even the business end, all that stuff fuels you. That's what fueled Bernard Hopkins. That's why he beat Tito Trinidad. That's why Roy Jones beat James Toney, because there's other intangibles that happen in the sport of boxing that people don't see. It's not just skill. It's not just punching power. It's not just, you know, I got the latest science. It's things that happen in the sport that a lot of times the media doesn't see that fuels a fighter. And I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm that fighter where I take those things. Even some of the things that he said in the media leading up to this fight, it's not personal, but I take that. It's fuel, and that drives me to get me up and to make me work late. And I think everybody's gonna see that November 16th when we come head to head. I have no problem with him being a slugger, you know, I love it. I love it. I'm excited for it. I'm happy to be back. Thank HBO for getting this done. And don't miss this fight, November 16th.
Thanks. I saw you on the Great Wall. Please.
7 weeks away. I like it.
Dan, Luke, giving a little.
Guys, can I get you?